That's the end of it. Laura was the first one I did. Alright, here we are. Here's Cammy. Okay. Cammy. This character is the squishiest character in the game, which is a, you know, not a good thing. She has 900 health and 900 stun. She is the lowest, that's tied for lowest health, and I think absolutely the lowest stun. So, you don't want to eat any attacks with Cammy if you can help it. Her foot speed is fantastic. I think it's the best in the game, or tied for the best in the game. Her jump is pretty godlike, except for like her jumping options kind of make it. Well, I'll get to them. But her jump in and of itself is pretty godlike. Her dash speed is fantastic. Her backdash, I don't know, but the forward dash is really good. I don't know if the throw range is that good, but like with the foot speed, that's like the important thing. And she can alter her jump arc with her dive kicks, and especially the EX dive kick is probably the best way to alter your jump arc in the game right now. Let's see here. That's like it for movement, right? She doesn't have like a wall jump or anything. She's got an air throw. No, she doesn't have an air throw. Street Fighter 4, bleeding in. I don't remember if she ever had one. A lot of people say that she had one in like the earliest beta, but I don't remember that. I don't remember her ever having one in this game. Alright, let's see here. Normals, I guess. Just blow through all this. Crouch short is one of the... Let me open her up on V-frames. Crouch short, you can link into crouch jab. I think you can do two crouch shorts, but why would you? I'm pretty sure it's a 4-frame normal. Yeah, 4 frames plus 1, so you've got to chain it into crouch jab. It is a chain, so it actually can't be interrupted. Like, the opponent can't uppercut between those two if they block the first one, which is kind of nice. From that, you can then cancel special moves, such as Spiral Arrow or Uppercut. This will be a theme, because you will be doing a toss-up on whether you want to do which one of those you want to do. Crouch jab is her fastest normal at a whopping 3 frames. 3-frame normals are somewhat rare in this game, so appreciate the fact that she has one. There aren't that many -3 attacks, though, so, you know, it's not as useful as it sounds. It's mostly useful for breaking the opponent's pressure. A 3-frame normal is really good at breaking, like, loose frame traps. Because, like, frame traps work on throws really easily now. There are more frame traps that are possible because throws are 5 frames. It's really easy to hit someone in the startup of a throw. But hitting someone in the startup of a crouch jab is still really hard for Cammy, because Cammy's crouch jab is so fast. So like certain things that are frame traps, Cammy can just blow through by having a 3-frame normal, and that's really important. We'll talk about that more later. Crouch jab combos to itself, or like stand jab or stand short. All of those work. It's not a super... Stand short doesn't cancel anything, I don't think, right? Yeah. It's not a super huge deal. Usually you just do... I don't think there's any particular reason not just always do that as her light confirm. I don't think there's any way she can get 3 light normals. No, that actually was 3 light normals, but you can't combo from it. So, like, useless. Yeah. I don't think there's any reason to use any other hit confirm using lights than crouch short, crouch jab for Cammy. And if anyone in the chat can correct that, please do. Stand short is decent as a poke. It has very little vulnerability and comes out insanely fast. And it goes further than most light normals do. But within this range, you're probably at the range of the opponent's medium pokes, which will do a lot more damage, so it's not fantastic, but it is really fast, so that's important. What do you say, Crook? Crook actually plays this character. Stand light kick good for tick throws because it doesn't push the opponent very much. Duly noted. That's actually pretty cool. So if you get like a cross-up or something, or just like any sort of jump in going, quick light kick into a throw is fantastic. You might not even need to walk in there. No, you still do. Just a little bit. Yeah, okay. So, like, after walking in from the jump. I'll talk about that. Yeah, actually, I should mention that right now. Stand jab is +4, +5, +4. And she actually has a 4-frame medium normal, which is, I think, the only 4-frame medium normal in the game in back strong. So you can do, like, stand jab back strong, or I think crouch jab back strong, but not stand short back strong. Yeah, and Cammy has a target combo off of that normal. It's actually like a really good target combo. So from stand jab, crouch jab is like the fastest thing you can do. Okay, so it's really good after like a dive kick, and then from that crouch jab, you can actually get back medium punch hard kick, which is her target combo, and that gets like a launch. So like that's really common after her dive kicks. to go into that turret combo and get combos from that. Anyway, we'll talk more about that when we get to dive kicks, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the turret combo. But just know that that stand jab or crouch jab are really good at hit confirming that, and that's a very important combo for her. Now let me tell this guy. Oh. Let's see. I guess that's all I got for lights. Yeah, I'll talk about that. I'll do that combo. Stand strong is frame advantage by a lot. It's insanely fast. I think it's 5 frame startup and plus like 6 or I think or 7. 6 frame startup plus 7. There you go, exact numbers. And it's got 3 active frames, so if you get an air to air or something like that, making the opponent land into it is pretty good, especially because, you know, it leads to such nice stuff. But like it's probably her best combo starter. It leads into her max damage hit confirm, which is stand strong, stand fierce. That's like a very common combo for damage with Cammy. So like if you got some punish, like not like a crush counter punish because you could do something else there, but if you got some punish, that would probably be your go-to punish. Is those two into like an uppercut or like a spiral arrow or something like that. So stand strong is super good for its frame advantage, and on block it's still super good for its frame advantage because you can do another button before they recover. I shouldn't say before they recover, just after they recover. It's +2 on block. So doing that into like, let's say, a crouch strong, which is I'm pretty sure 5 frames, that's a combo anyway, but if they block it, it gives them a little bit of time to commit to something, but then they'll just get counter hit by the crouch strong. And if they get counter hit by crouch strong, you can then combo into crouch forward. It's like a counter hit combo. So let's say I have counter hit on first attack only. There you go. You can do something like that on reaction pretty comfortably. Just react to the counter hit, do the whole combo. Yeah, super good frame trap option. She's got other frame trap options depending on how late or how early the opponent likes to tech. You could go into like light normals too, or you could go into like heavy, slower normals, like I don't know, maybe even stand heavy punch. I think stand heavy punch is slightly minus though, but I don't think it's unsafe. -3, but that's not bad. Most characters don't even have a thing that punishes -3 attacks, and even the ones that do won't be able to hit it from that far away. Okay, what did I change here? Crouch light punch into stand medium punch is a good frame trap too. Duly noted. No, yeah, if that's a counter hit, that's a combo too. And then you can do that whole thing. That's not bad. Not bad, but that's not bad. There you go. Cammy's frame data is probably the best in the game. She's got like tons of plus frames on everything. That's like her big weapon. That's why they thought she was okay to be extremely mediocre in other areas such as health. Let's see here. Anyway, stand strong is like your main combo tool, and it's what you'll go to a lot of the time to get your max damage combos, like after a jump in or something like that. Those aren't necessarily like max damage, but they're general use max damage combos. Now let's see here. Crouch strong is really fast. It's 5 frames, and I'm pretty sure it's +5, so you can just combo it into itself, and it's still +1 on block. Crouch strong is like a super good little hit confirm that you can do. You can do it meaty to even get like slightly better links. But just like it's a riskless normal that's plus that you can then use as a tick, and if it ever hits, you can just do another low strong into like a spiral arrow on reaction. So like it's a pretty nice little tool, and it links easily from a lot of stuff if the situation looks bad for like other normals. It's like it's a nice little fallback linking tool, but that's usually not relevant. I don't have that much to say about crouch strong besides the fact that it links into itself and it's faster than most of our other moves. It's used in frame traps a lot. Like combos links into any +1 or +2 move into crouch strong is usually a pretty good frame trap. I don't think it's actually a low or anything though. No. Just looks low. It'd be cool if that was low. It would actually be really good. Stand medium kick is pretty much just a poke. I don't think there's any tricks to this move. It seems I feel like I've said that like 5 times in a row for stand medium kicks in the last like 5 how to plays. But like stand medium kicks are usually just like pokes. But Cammy's is really good because it goes insanely far. Ryu can't hit me from anything, or Ryu might be able to tag me with sweep from this range, but I can hit him with stand medium kick still. Maybe not that far. There you go. So like this attacks from a range where most characters can't hit you with anything, so it ends up being super good. Yeah, you can combo into V-trigger. That's usually not a factor, but it does work. So I guess we'll like just bring it up. But like if Cammy's trying to get, what's the combo here? Okay, that was a combo anyway. If Cammy's trying to punish a really far away attack, you could maybe do like that into a V-trigger, but that's kind of shitty. Damn it, I'm dumb. There you go. Can you super it? No, it doesn't work. Are we talking about the same thing? Oh, into V-trigger then super. I just missed it. That's still Link though. Yeah, I say do the Link instead. Well, I don't know, actually. The jab Link probably won't generally work unless you're really close. So if you get like a max range, then you've got to go straight to... Yeah, Spiral Arrow didn't work. You've got to go straight to super. That might be good for picking up a punish on a sweep or something that leaves you really far out, but I want to say most of the time that's going to be useless. But it's kind of notable that it works at all. Keep that in mind. Whatever. It's just like keep the opponent out, keep them from pushing buttons. Use it to control space. Crouch medium kick is pretty much the same deal, except this actually cancels, and it's one of the biggest. Oh, Capcom. One of the biggest canceling normals in the game, even though it's got a super dishonest hitbox. Being able to cancel an attack from this far out is still insanely good. So it's really good for whiff punishing. It's really good as an empty cancel. Just doing empty cancel that into either hard uppercut or more typically hard or medium spiral arrow even actually. Because if you get if they walk into if they get hit by like let me get Ryu's crouch medium kick going again. If you tag the opponent with the foot and you do hard spiral arrow, you'll typically only get the second hit of hard spiral arrow. That only did 105. But if you use the medium spiral arrow, you'll get the only hit of medium spiral arrow, which does more damage than one hit of hard. So that did 131 instead. So medium spiral arrow from empty canceled from crouch medium kick is really strong. I think it has decent frame data too. I don't think it carries. Like a lot of crouch medium kicks are like slightly minus, but I think hers is pretty good. No, it's -3. It's like pretty standard. It is a low that goes really far, so it controls a lot of space really well, and it's pretty fast too. So like there's a range. If the opponent's inside this range, they can't safely hit buttons or like stand. They pretty much have to be crouch blocking within this range, or like making minor risks by hitting the buttons they're hitting, because Cammy can counterpoke them with this button pretty well. And it's a little hard to counterpoke it. I mean, every attack is pretty easy to counterpoke in this game compared to other Street Fighters, but it does help her really well in like a footsie war, and it can be empty canceled really easily. And she does have some links into it, and it does go really far, which makes those links consistent. But as of this version, as of release, usually her Stand Fierce actually goes about the same range. Like her Stand Fierce and Crouch Forward have almost identical ranges, despite the fucking vast difference in the animation. Crouch Forward goes slightly further. But like if it's ever a question, if it's ever like a lingering question whether your Stand Fierce is going to go far enough, I wasn't really sure if it was going through there, but it still did. Yeah, if it's ever a question whether your Stand Fierce is going to go far enough, you can just default on a low forward instead, which is much safer. Trying to get the max range. So like Stand Fierce probably wouldn't have worked there, but Crouch Forward did. So stuff like that, really useful. Really good at picking up. It's like her furthest cancel, so you can use it for safety in a lot of combos. Let's see here. Stand Fierce, I was just talking about it. It's pretty good damage. It cancels. It's really good in a lot of her. Like if you want to do like an easy combo, you do something just with Stand Fierce. But if you wanted to add a bit of damage, you do Stand Strong, Stand Fierce. So like it's a good combo. It's a good normal to link into. It only combos from Stand Strong, unless you have counter hits or meaties going on. But like that was 242, right? With the Fierce, it's 278. It's just used for a lot of her like punish combos and stuff. The fact that it cancels and it does pretty good damage, you know, it's like a normal that you want to have somewhere in your combo if you wanted to do your max damage combos. It goes really far, so you can empty cancel this too. Although it it's easier to low poke this. It's easier to hit this with a low than it is for crouch forward. So like it's a little bit less good at just counter poking anything. So it's good as an empty cancel. They're both really good as empty cancels, but they're slightly good against different things, so it's important to be mindful of when one is better than the other. But I think this one's usually a smidge worse. You can empty cancel it to a lot of stuff. I've been showing off Spiral Arrows, but you can do Super or V-Trigger as well. It doesn't crush counter anything to my knowledge. Yeah, Cammy only has the 2 crush counters, right? I'm pretty sure. Even though she's got like 5 hard normals. I don't have that much to say about this normal. It's just literally just a combo avenue. You can poke with it, I guess, but like most of the time, it's just a combo avenue. I don't think it's like super plus or anything. I think it's actually like -1. Wait, -3. I already looked it up. That's right. You can, if you ever do a combo into V skill, it's often a really good thing to go for. Like, I mean, into V trigger. Like if you do like that, Stand Fierce is the best thing you can link it to, and none of her links are available from that range. So Stand Fierce is like generally your combo option. And yeah, V skill is +6, and that's a 6 frame normal. So after a V skill, Stand Fierce is typically the best button you can do, because again, you'll be out of range for all of your links. So like Stand Fierce into Spiral Arrow, something like that. Stand Fierce into Uppercut, very common after V skill. Let's see here. Crouch Fierce is quite a lot different from Street Fighter 4. It's not even close to an anti-air visually anymore. It's a lot more pokey. It doesn't cancel the special moves, but it does cancel to V-Trigger and Super. So you can use this like an empty cancel, and it's actually probably the best of the ones I've mentioned so far. But your combo options from it are a lot more limited. But just poking out with Crouch Fierce, and then canceling into a medium or a hard super. I think usually medium is the most consistent, because I think if they dashed in, hard's probably usually the best. Hard probably always works. But if you hit a limb from super far out, medium might not hit. Her supers have 3 different ranges based on which button you press. So like hard super would probably hit Ryu. Yeah. So it's pretty much like Adon's Crouch Fierce. You just poke with it, and then you can also use empty cancels with it, which is pretty much identical to Adon, and it looks identical to Adon's too. And it's like functionally identical to Adon's. It's like a decent counter poke, but not as good as you want because it's got kind of a lot of recovery. I think it's safe on block, but like if you whiff it, it's pretty easy to counter poke. Crouch Hard Punch -2. And you can cancel this. You can just empty cancel V-Trigger too, like doing that. And if they walk into it, you can do like something like one of those. So it's good as like a poke, and you can hide some good damage in it if you have the resources. But it's super resource intensive, unlike her other pokes, which can just go into like safe things. I mean, not safe, meterless things. I don't have anything to say about Crouch Fierce. There's not that many things you can do with it. Stand Hard Kick is her crush counter. It's near useless apart from that. You can anti-air with it, but she's got one of the best anti-airs in the game, so I'd say ignore Stand Hard Kick. If you get a crush counter with it, like if you block an uppercut, it causes a spin stun, and I think you can do some walk-in combos, but those are kind of picky. I don't think you can get like her best stuff. Yeah, you can do like, I don't know if you can do the strong fierce. You can definitely do the strong low forward, but that's not as high damage. And you can also do like a dash and then do a back strong from there. So you can combo her target combo from it, which is I think normally the thing that you do. Does that actually work, Crookie? Can you do walk in, stand strong, stand? Oh yeah, I just got it. So that's probably the optimized thing to do. A little precise, but with practice you get it every time. Pretty bad to drop though. Yeah, you've got more time than I realized. This is just a somewhat precise amount of walking in. There you go. There's your bread and butter uppercut punish. So anytime you block something that was crush counter punishable, such as Kareen ZX uppercut, such as Reassure, you can, etc., etc. Okay, Cheesy Puff. Here's Light Super. Goes like half screen. My super didn't restore. Medium Super goes like 3/4 screen. Hard Super goes like full screen. They can all punish fireballs too. I'll get to them though. Let's see here. What was I talking about? I got like completely distracted. Stand Hard Kick, crush counter combos. There are a couple other things you can do with it. The reel is kind of cool. So if you V-trigger cancel it, you can actually do like a jump instant dive kick and that combos from it. And you can like seriously style on people doing combos like that. If you're one of them players who like style. Might take a few tries. It is probably the worst crush counter normal in the game, just so we're clear. I'm really bad at instant air dive kicks. I didn't get past the height restriction there. My motion was good. I just need to jump higher. There you go. That would be a very stylish combo. It's also pretty strong. But even just meterless, that's your max damage combo option there. Like if I do any other combo into, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I'm too far out. I guess I could do stand forward there. I mean crouch forward. There, 382. Let's compare that with the activate into the dive kick. Actually, I'm not sure which one's going to be stronger. Yeah, because I use my trigger elsewhere. Alright, that one's only for styling. But, you know, styling is important somehow. Sometimes. You can link that into towards hard kick, too. I don't think it works naturally. No, it does work naturally. Definitely works with V-trigger, though. I don't think there's anything good you can get from that. Or rather, not as good as stand strong, stand fierce. Actually, is that better? Hold on, that was 298. 296. Oh shit. Stand hard towards hard kick might actually be best. Towards hard kick only links into low strong, right? Look at me with my poorly optimized combos. Yeah, that's like better. Ah. 2 more damage, 30 less stun. Yeah. I'd rather have the 30 stun than the 2 damage. 30 stun's more notable. It's easy though. It's really easy. Easy is important. It really sucks if you don't walk in enough and get the stand strong too early. But I think that just being practiced enough to always get the stand strong, stand fierce link would be better than just using the easy version. But that's kind of neat. It's kind of neat that works. Didn't know that. Anyway, let's keep on going. I don't have that much to say about hard kick. It's just her crush counter normal. You just do her crush counter combos from it. Sweep crush counters as well. It's a poke. It's, you know, if you get a crush counter with it, it's a hard knockdown. Otherwise, it's literally just a poke. There's like nothing else to say. Cammy's hard to win with, but not hard to play. Cammy's actually extraordinarily easy to play. I wouldn't even say she's that hard to win with. She's hard to comprehend. Like, executionally, there's nothing difficult about Cammy, but she, her game plan revolves around some kind of advanced stuff. Like frame traps, like dive kicks, like, you know, and she's got very low health and very low dizzy. So your mistakes are very punished. So while she's not difficult to use, like, she's kind of an advanced character. But that's not that she's bad for beginners. It's just that, like, you know, she's technical. There's a technical character on the screen. I've pretty much covered her normals. Let's talk about the command normals. You got the towards hard kick I showed off a couple times. It's got a lot of active frames. I think it's -1 or neutral or something. It's not plus anyway. Towards hard kick, -2 + 5. So if you have it blocked, you're safe, but like you can't hit a button immediately. But they have to hit, if you do like a crouch jab or something afterwards, they have to hit like a hard normal to beat that. I mean a light normal to beat that. Actually, you're not even in range for the crouch jab. Say stand jab. Let's see here. Sweep is a sweep. I mentioned sweep. There's nothing to mention about sweep. Oh yeah, stand hard kick doesn't hit crouchers. That's why I literally don't use this button, except for the crush counter punish. There are some uppercut recoveries that recover in crouching, but they recover in standing, then crouching, then standing. So like, just make sure that you do it soon enough that you don't get any point of the recovery where the opponent's crouching. Like, I'm pretty sure Nakali is crouching for part of his recovery on his uppercut, so this can just whiff. Definitely Ken is. So like, be prompt about hitting this button when you block an uppercut. Towards hard kick has a lot of active frames, so it's really good in like a reset situation, like if you connect with an air-to-air. It is safe again, and it does do pretty good white damage. And also, like, it hits pretty fast for a hard normal, and it has really good damage potential. So you can use it to kind of, you can use it somewhat as a poke, just purely because of all the forward motion on it. And you usually put yourself in range where you can get the low strong. So it's like not super risky. It's a little bit more risky than most of your other normals because it's minus instead of plus. It's not airborne. You can throw her out of it. It doesn't low crush or anything. It just works by merit of its speed, and it's kind of a slightly surprising range. But the damage potential is good and the risk is not that high. Like it hit confirms inherently in and of itself, and that's kind of cool. It's a pretty good little tool that she has. You can kind of experiment with that depending on how the opponent's playing. It's like slow, but not extraordinarily slow. It's like 12 frames. There you go. So you can, to some degree, at a range, like frame trap with it, or maybe not frame trap, but like it can be a good media option or a good reset option. Let's see. I don't have that much to say about Towards Strong either. You can't V-trigger cancel it. You can V-trigger stuff from it. I don't think you can combo back strong or anything. Back strong. It's actually, they buffed it a lot. I went and tested this in the lab because because my very own Moderino in the chat talking right now used it against me in a set we were playing. It's actually a fantastic anti-air. They buffed it a lot from the betas. It like removes her entire upper body hitbox, so you can just clean. So as long as you hit it soon enough, you can just clean beat air attacks that are coming down on you. It gets really tall too. So it's like actually a really consistent anti-air, and it also works insanely close to her, which her uppercuts are a bit more picky about. So like jumps you couldn't normally anti-air, like because they're so close, she can actually like back strong them, which is really good. So it's like a really nice anti-air if you're not very good at the uppercuts yet, but you've got to do it a little early. And by a little early, I mean like err on the side of earliness. Getting a counter hit does more damage anyway, so you might as well. It is her fastest non-light normal, so it's you can link it from a lot of stuff that's kind of alarming, like the jab. Actually, that's like the main one, and it is the lead into her target combo. The target combo is back strong roundhouse, and the roundhouse is special because it launches and it also combos, like it cancels rather. You can do all of her normal combos from that, but the best ones are medium. I just did hard, but medium spiral arrow because it only gets one hit. Medium does more damage. That has a good Oki. And then the uppercut has a lot more damage. I did 204. Hard uppercut does 228. So you're choosing between Oki and damage there. So that's like a nice little tool she has. And from that target combo, she has a couple of unique options. One, she can combo into EX Hooligan? Yeah. And from there you can do the dive kick or the throw. The throw is mostly just stylish and swaggy. But we care about stylish and swaggy, right? There you go. The dive kick does less damage than the throw, but the dive kick actually gives you a follow-up. You can then do another uppercut, and that ends up doing more damage than the throw. So like that's like your 1 bar combo, and it's also your max damage from that target combo, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think it actually does significantly more damage than just going for your medialist combos, so yeah, that's like 30 more. It's like almost 40 more. That's maybe worth a bar. But you can't combo that from that link. You need a launch, and that launch has to come from the target combo. 264. It's like almost 40 damage. Maybe just do that. Let's see here. Yeah, it does a lot more stun too. That's something that's pretty much universally true for longer for combos with more actions, and combos with EX moves will always tend to do more stun than combos that have neither. So that's 410 stun compared to 395 stun. That's not actually a significant increase. Never mind. Not that much more stun. But, you know, more damage is kind of good. And combos where you're getting, you know, this, where you have to start with that, you get a pretty significant increase in damage as well. Actually, is that the same? 132 for both of those. 132 for both of those. Holy shit, I didn't realize. So they're pretty much interchangeable. Except this is like a more convenient starter, and this is a faster starter. And one causes a launch, which affects the juggles. Let's see here. What else about the target combo? Oh yeah, if you're in V-trigger, you can actually still do that, and you still need the bar. But it looks a little bit different. You can do like into the EX dive, and it doesn't cross up. Which I wasn't ready for because I forgot. But you can still do all of your normal combos with it, and you can get resets with it too, I guess. Does that work? I've actually never done that from this setup. Not bad. You might use up your juggle potential. Yeah, I don't think the opponent's juggleable in that combo. It's like not the same situation as a normal EX dive kick because they're already launched. So it's like a JP1 instead of a JP0. Complex fighting game terminology. Yeah, you can go into super as well. I should have mentioned that immediately. You can actually go uppercut super, which is the main damage option, the main combo avenue. You have to use hard super for that because the opponent is super high up. That does pretty good damage, so you know. You can do. Actually, that's like literally no different from these combos. Did I just fuck that up? But it's important to know that that's an option on the table. Route 2. Yeah, strong. That's her target combo. She has no other command normals besides that. And the target combo, I should mention immediately. I should have mentioned this sooner. It's quite unsafe on block. The back strong is -2, which is totally okay. No character except Zangief Super will be able to punish that, but you do have to kind of check yourself after having the opponent block it. But most people won't hit a button immediately after eating that. They will eventually, once this game's been out for a while. People will know to hit a button there. But even then, Cammy being minus, she doesn't care that much. I shouldn't say that, but like Cammy does have an invincible reversal. So like, if you do a minus attack and the opponent is always hitting a button immediately, Cammy can challenge them with an uppercut and just like blow through their challenge, like blow through their button. But that's super risky because this is the lowest health and lowest stun character in the game. But it's important to remember that that's an option on the table. What else? I guess air normals. Cammy unfortunately doesn't have a single air normal that goes down, which is kind of a problem, but mitigated somewhat by the fact that she has a dive kick, which is, you know, a really good thing. Jump short is her cross up. It's small. It's probably the smallest cross up in the game. It also has the least hit stun of any cross up in the game. Like it's kind of it's kind of hard to get this cross up unless you're a little ways away from the opponent. But Cammy's jump is very vertical, so it still works decently anyway. From that cross up, you can do like maybe like a low confirm, maybe like a target combo, maybe like I think you can get stand strong if you're really precise, but it's kind of tight. Like you've got to fall a lot. You got to do it late in your jump. But those combos all work. It's a pretty shitty cross up, but like a cross up combined with the dive kick is really strong. That still works. It's not as good as it was in Street Fighter 4 because they knew it was dumb in that game. But if you get like a meaty going, you can jump from this range and get a cross up, or you can jump from this range and get a dive kick. And it's kind of tricky to react to either of those. So she's got like a nice little left-right mix-up going on her on her jumps if she ever gets Oki, if she ever gets like meaty timing, meaty pressure. And that's important. That's like a good tool that she has. She can use it. She can actually. Well, I'll get to it. Jump forward, I'm pretty sure is nearly useless. It has a really, really bizarre hitbox. It's not really good for anything except air-to-airs. And I don't even think this is her go-to air-to-air normal. You might as well just do jump hard kick for the more damage since they're both really fast. That hitbox is just like, she already jumps like one of the highest jumps in the game, and then has a hitbox that goes straight up. This might be good at like hitting Vega, like if he does an off the wall. I mean, you can probably just back strong that. But like if he does a flying Barcelona attack, you can jump towards him and then do that and probably hits him or something. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's completely useless, but I'm pretty sure it's useless. Jump strong hits the furthest down of all of her air attacks, which is kind of an unfortunate claim to fame because it doesn't go that far down. I think you can instant air with it. No. Maybe on tall characters. You could do that in one of the betas. They might have just taken that out, though. They might have thought it was dumb. Does she have any instant? Jump short instant overheads. There you go. So she's got one. Chun-Li has one too. It's a somewhat rare tool in this game. So like if you make the opponent block a jump in, you can go for a low immediately, and they have to block that low. And if you can also instead go for like a jump back short, and maybe not as good because it seems to, yeah, the jumping hurt box seems to push the opponent out. Let me see if he blocks it though, because that'll change everything. No, it just pushes them out. It's not a very good instant overhead at all. I take it back. Maybe jump forward. Oh, okay. So it's just, it's like this. It's like, is it? No, Ninja, I'm not aware of like that many in this game at all. Chun-Li's jump back jab is the only one I'm aware of. Are there more? Most characters, I'm sure, don't have one because I've already tested them for them. Anyway, I could go for jump roundhouse into that crouch short, and that's a low. And if they don't block that low, you know, if they're at low health, that low will kill them unless they block it. And there's no other option because it's a true block string from the jump. They have to low block or they die. Which most people will just block low. But you can also do jump short as well. Jump forward short in this case, I guess. And that's an overhead. And if they try and crouch block, they'll get hit by that. And I say after a jump in because if the opponent's just naturally crouching, it won't work. But when you make them block a jumping attack, they're locked into a tall body. And if they're locked into a tall body, then even if they go to crouch block, the jump short will still hit them, as long as they're still in that animation. And Cammy will jump and hit them before they leave that animation. So like it's basically a 50-50 if the opponent has low health. Like it's a true mix-up. There's like it's just a true 50-50. One of those. If you can get the opponent to block an air normal, you can just flip a coin and win. And the jump short, most people don't know that she has that. So like most people will just block low immediately or do a reversal or something like that. But this will beat reversals too because it's a true block string from the jump roundhouse. Sim has one. I could definitely say Sim. Sim has like a really notable one. Chun-Li, Cammy, Sim, and apparently Nikali and Fung as well. Yeah, people automatically block low after I jump in, so this is kind of a surprising little tool and catch people with. But there's a huge risk there because jump short on hit or block, that's really unsafe. So you'd only use it to kill someone. You'd only use it after you got them to 0 health. But that's actually like a really strong little mix-up. And again, you have to get the opponent to block a jump, which is easier said than done because they're probably just going to anti-air you. Depends on context. Depends on a lot of things. But it's a nice little secret tool she has. I don't think jump jab works like that. I don't think jump jab has any purpose. Jump strong is... In old games, I haven't tested it for this yet, but in old games, Cammy had the recessed hurt box, like Sakura's jump fierce in old Street Fighter 4, like Sagat's jump strong in Street Fighter 4, like Zangief jump strong. I don't remember Zangief jump strong. Like Honda jump strong. There were like a bunch of buttons that the hurt box like went inside the body. So like anti-air normals that normally anti-aired well would like not work that well against these normals. Cammy's jump strong was one of those, and it may still be, but I haven't tested it. So it might work really well against anti-air normals, but I don't know. I'm just gonna put that out there that it might actually be good, but to the best of my knowledge, it's useless. Jump fierce goes down kind of, but it's still taller than her jump roundhouse. So, you know, probably just generally do jump roundhouse. But none of her air normals go down, so it's kind of annoying that she doesn't have anything to kind of hit the opponent immediately. Except the dive kick, and we'll get to the dive kick in a second. That's all air normals, right? No air throw. No air command normals. I guess we'll just talk about special moves. Spiral Arrow, main one. It's pretty unsafe. You can space it to make it safer. It's easy-ish to space the light one and the hard one to make them safe, according to my chat. But I haven't really tested it that much. But those ones have a lot of movement, a lot of frame, a huge disparity in a lot of active frames, basically. So if you get it deep, you can make them safe. It's a lot harder to make them safe than it was in previous Street Fighter games, and characters are better at getting one-frame punishes. So you'd probably want to limit just poking with this, using this as a poke. And it's not a forced low block anymore like it used to be. So it's not. You can't use that to the degree that you can use it in Street Fighter 4. It does have really good Oki, so it's like a really nice combo ender. It's one of her stronger special moves, and if you just want to end combos with it, let me show this off. If the opponent quick stands and you jump like immediately, you can get like a... Okay, I thought you could get a cross up on them. No, maybe not. Maybe it's the medium one. Maybe you have to walk backwards slightly. No, it's definitely the hard. You can do a dive kick though, right? Yeah, dive kick still works. Slight walk back, cross up, or a dive kick. And those have mutually exclusive answers unless they anti-air you with an invincible reversal. But like a lot of anti-airs aren't really good at hitting that kind of cross up. And if they try and just walk out of the cross up, they can get hit by the dive kick. So, you know, she's got like a decent little... And she's got more time to do other stuff that don't involve jumps. Like, I don't know, like meaty crouch strong or meaty towards roundhouse or like stuff like that. So like the Oki scenario off Spiral Arrow is a lot better than the Oki scenario off of her other special moves, but it's not quite as strong as ending her combos and uppercut. So it's like a player decision on which one you want to end with, in my opinion. But like later on, it's probably going to be always one or always the other. Yeah, I did the light. Oh wait, hold on. Tiger need light arrow? Oh, target combo, light arrow. Nice target combo. There's a nice little cross up. And there's a nice little non-cross up. That's very tricky. That's actually like a really nice little setup. No target combo. That loops to itself on success. Like you can do light arrow. You can land on either side and get a combo into target combo into light arrow. So every time that works, you get rewarded with another one, provided they don't do like an autocorrect uppercut to escape. But like most anti-airs aren't going to work there, so you know. Oh yeah, and the corner carry on Spiral Arrow is a lot better. Like if you get the opponent to the corner with Cammy, that's pretty good. Uppercut kind of bounces off the opponent. You don't get that much. You don't get that much corner push. But if you get like a Spiral Arrow, you get a ton of corner push. So it ends up being better in that regard. Let's see here. Spiral Arrow is normally just used as an empty cancel tool and a combo ender. And not much else. The EX1 goes through Fireballs. That's like her best answer against Fireballs. She's got a bunch of kind of mediocre answers, and then a couple of really good ones. This is one of the best Fireball answers in the game, to the best of my knowledge. It becomes Fireball Invincible. It's not immediately Fireball Invincible, but it's pretty early. So you can use it even against pretty close Fireballs. And it'll just punish them like regardless of range. It's kind of hard to get both hits in a Fireball punish. But it's, there you go. You can do it when the Fireball's like surprisingly close to you. Not that close. That was like me trying to push the limits. Basically, we do it as soon as you react to a Fireball. It's one of the best anti-Fireball tools in the game. But it does require meter to counter something that doesn't require meter. So, you know, you better make it count, whatever you get off of that EX Spiral Arrow. But that's like its main purpose, I think. And then if you're in V-Trigger, it sets up a juggle state. It's quite unsafe, even in V-Trigger. I should say maybe even especially in V-Trigger, because it gives you a lot of time to react and think about your right punish. If it's blocked in V-Trigger, it actually lands on the other side. So they have to do a punish they have to do a punish from this far away, which a lot of characters don't get their max damage punishes. Like Cammy would just get like a crouch forward into something, whereas like you normally should get like Strong Fierce. So you don't get your max damage punishes, and also you like this is a problem right now, but it won't be a problem once everyone knows the game. You have to do a punish like facing the opposite direction, but like that's not hard. It's just like it's one free gimmick on everyone. They'll do the punish the wrong way. Anyway, when it hits, you actually get a juggle state, so you can do stuff like an uppercut if you're in V-Trigger, or if you're not in V-Trigger, an EX uppercut. Or you can do like a super is a really common one. Those are, I think, the only enders. I don't think you can get reset enders, can you? No. And also V-Trigger Spiral Arrow also goes through Fireballs, and that gives you the juggle state still. So like pretty good. That's all I gotta say for Spiral Arrow. Uppercut, Cannon Spike. Got 3 different ranges based on the angle at which the opponent's jumping in. All of them are invincible for quite a long time, and all of them do pretty good damage. I would actually call this like borderline the best anti-air in the game, like up there, because you can autocorrect it to get cross-ups. Let me show that off really fast. One day I'll make a video so Street Fighter V players can know what an autocorrect is. There you go, that's an autocorrect. You can autocorrect it to catch even jumps that are going to cross up without too much trouble. You can catch jumps from like any angle with it, because the hard one goes surprisingly far, and the light one goes surprisingly close. You've just got to pick the right one. But like that was a light one. Like that was from pretty close. You can basically anti-air any jump with this, and it's invincible, and it does a ton of damage. So like it's a really consistent anti-air, and it gets a knockdown. So like anti-airing with like a lot of characters just have to anti-air with like 60 damage normals and stuff like that. But Cammy gets an invincible anti-air that like knocks over and does like 200 stun. That's like really good, and also can autocorrect, and also like, you know. The X1 does a lot more damage than the normal one, and it's also, I think, got slightly longer invincibility. It's either the same or slightly longer. And you can also cancel it to super if you're so inclined, but it requires you to get kind of a deep connect anti-air. But like that's an insanely high damage anti-air compared to most of the cast. 400. So it's like really good as an anti-air tool. It's also really good as a uh, uh, as like a combo, like a pressure resistance tool. It is invincible for quite a long time, and it does go quite far, especially for the hard one. So like if the opponent's not laying off with the normal pressure, the throw pressure, it's throw invincible and it's hit invincible and it's fireball invincible. So like you can just, if you got a good guess the opponent's gonna try and lay some offense on you, you can just do this to hit them out of it. But the risk on that is enormous because again, this is the character with the least health in the game, and it's also a crush counter punish. That being said, it doesn't recover point blank, but it recovers. It has a long recovery, so the opponent has to. The opponent has a lot of time to do it, but they have to like walk in and get a punish. And see how she like bounces on the ground there? It's like the low high. That can make a couple crush counters attacks like whiff. Like Ryu's stand hard kick and Cammy's stand hard kick can whiff during certain frames of that recovery to make it even harder for them. But if that's ever blocked, most characters can do like 300 damage on Cammy easily, which is over. They can do like 350 damage on her, which is over a third of her health, and that's for like meterless combos. So like avoid having this blocked at all costs. Your whole game plan as Cammy is don't have opponents block that. Anyway, let's see here. That's pretty much all I've got to say about uppercut. I feel like there might be a little bit more to it. It's your max damage combo ender. I already mentioned that. And it resists pressure, and it anti-airs. And in V-trigger it changes as well. It still anti-airs, it still has 3 different angles, despite popular belief. It's not just one version, so all of a sudden in V-trigger. It's still 3 different moves. And they all do crazy, they're all still invincible. They all still do crazy damage. Unfortunately, the combos into super are a lot weaker. You can still cancel it to super, but it's insanely precise because you have to cancel between the first 2 hits. But you actually lose a bunch of damage. Like normally you get 120 and then the super, but here you only get like I think 50 and then the super. And I'm not even having success doing it because of how precise it is. Let me just try it on a standing Ryu. Oh my god. This combo's insane. I know it works. There you go. Yeah, so it's only 50 damage to the first hit. You gotta be really fast for it too. So she actually gets a little bit worse in that one regard in V-trigger. She loses her anti-air, uppercut to super. You have to just do raw super anti-air instead. If you want damage even similar, and it's a little bit less. Anyway. It changes in V-trigger. It still has all of its good properties, but it does more damage and, you know, has that weird animation that plays. You lose access to the EX1 in V-trigger, but the normal one you get basically has all the good things the EX1 had, so it's not a big deal. Same with a Spiral Arrow. In V-trigger you lose the EX Spiral Arrow, but the normal one you have is like as good as the EX1, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so now Hooligan, I guess? She doesn't have that many special moves, does she? Is that just it? Plus the dive kick. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Okay, yeah. Those are all the Hooligan follow-ups. Okay, Hooligan. Half circle forward punch. A lot easier than it used to be. You got a bunch of things you can do here. One, you can cancel into it, and it automatically tracks the opponent, unlike previous Street Fighter games. So you can get a low from behind. That will work on approximately no one. Or a dive kick from behind, which, while it probably won't hit most players, they'll at least probably block it. And if they block it, then at least you continue to get pressure. I think that dive kick is kind of minus though, if you get it from that height, so it's not that good. It doesn't even cross up with the hard one, not from that normal anyway. And that's kind of hard to get that to hit low. So normally a dive kick follow-up's not that spectacular. Hooligan in general is not that spectacular. You've also got the low. Well, I just showed it, but like it's worth mentioning for the low that it's only -2. It's actually safe. So a lot of people will try and go for like a punish. Like if you fight a Ryu who isn't familiar with Cammy's Hooligan, which most players aren't, there's a good chance he's just going to do crouch fierce into hard uppercut as a punish, and that isn't a punish. So it's like you can probably sneak some damage on your opponent's inexperience using that move. And then you've also got a grab you can do from it. And that grab can be ducked or anti-aired, but if they try and stand block it, and like a lot of people do try and stand block it because it's she jumps at you, and people's instinct when they see a jumping opponent is to high block and like go for an anti-air. And if they're not fast enough with the anti-air, they're just going to be focusing on the high block, and if they're high blocking, that grab can work. So you can like reset into it to some degree, and that grab is actually kind of cool because even if they try and jump out, the grab can actually hit jumping opponents. I think it was like that in Street Fighter 4 anyway, but I haven't actually tried that in this game. Yeah. Alright, cool. And it still has the same animation. That's super neat. Alright, hold on. But now things are about to get super interesting. If you use Elix Hooligan, the dive kick you get is actually an EX dive kick, which, you know, only costs the meter of the initial EX Hooligan. And the EX dive kick is far safer. In fact, I think it's plus on block. And also, it's launches on hit, which means you can do juggles into uppercut. You can do resets, like you can do like maybe, oh, I didn't get a cross under. I don't know if you can get a cross under there. I just got a sneaky cross under with that. I did back strong, but I should have done low strong, or like stand strong would have been good. But you can get a little bit of sneaky stuff with that. And it's at least, according to my chat, at least +1 on block. And then the slide also changes with EX. It becomes, I don't know if it's actually plus, but it's still safe, and it does a lot more damage. I don't even have the data for this move. What is this, Razor's Edge Slicer? Yeah, it's +3. How about that? That move is +3 on block in for the EX one. But you can't get it to like cross up. Can you? You can still have different angles for this? No, they're all the same angle. And then there's one other thing. The grab does a lot more damage in the EX version, although that's usually not a factor. I was a little late. I think it also tracks, doesn't it? Yeah. So like, based on the distance from the opponent, you can actually, like, if you predict a fireball from over here, you can do something like that to punish the fireball. But that requires prediction and an EX move, and it's beaten by anti-airs, so it's pretty bad. But it's there. It's like EX Spiral Arrow doesn't even hit from that range, I think, even on the extended hitbox of a fireball. But that still punishes. So it's like a tool a lot of people don't realize she has, I guess. But like, usually not worth going for. But she's basically got like tricks with it. Like you can sneak some stuff. Like I've seen, like after an EX dive kick, you can do a normal canceled into, not the EX one anyway. Into hard, I guess. Oh, Ryu, done this to me. Hold on. I mean, that was a little sneaky. There you go. Something like that. You can get some nice little resets like that. There's a wealth of stuff you can do, but most of the stuff just has counters. Like if you've seen it before, you can just block your way out every time on reaction. So like it's not a great special move, but it's the EX one is kind of good. And if you're in V trigger, you can also it also replaces the dive kick with the special dive kick that you get in V trigger, which again makes it kind of good. Kind of good. Emphasis on kind of. Like you can combo to that pretty comfortably. So it's a tricky special move, but like most Cammy players don't use it that much. A lot of Cammy players don't use it at all. So, you know, play with it, I guess, but don't count on it to bail you out of bad situations. What else? Then the dive kick, right? So the dive kick is, unlike Street Fighter 4, if you get a connect, it's really hard to space it so you connect on their toes. Like, it used to be like you want to land it on the opponent's legs to make it safer, to make it hit, like, deeper. But that's, like, super difficult in this game. It's possible, but it's super difficult. But even when you get it, to connect on someone's legs, it usually is really far out, so you can't combo from it. So the idea in this game is that you always connect it high. And when you connect it like that, it's usually, I think, -2 to +4. I'm pretty sure that's the range, depending on whether they block it or get hit by it. So you can pretty comfortably do a link to crouch jab anytime it works. And from there, go for, like, you know, target combo links. And if it's blocked, you're safe. But you're, like, minus, so, you know, you've got to contend with the mix-up, depending on the opponent you're fighting. The real shine of the EX of the dive kick is that you can't do it neutral jump anymore, and you can't do it from back jumps or anything. I don't even think you can do the EX one from neutral jump. Sad. You pause midair, and the pausing midair makes a lot of anti-airs kind of finicky. Like Ryu's medium uppercut will still work regardless, but you can do like a jump dive kick, and it can potentially dodge Ryu's crouch fierce or his stand roundhouse. And like other characters that rely on an anti-air normal, most anti-air normals have enough like active frames that they don't care. But let's say Nash doesn't have time to do like a jump air throw or something like that. Let's say it's meaty. If I do jump in normal attack, I can beat his crouch strong or his stand roundhouse. But if I do jump in dive kick and he does crouch or what am I saying? If I do a normal attack, he can beat that with crouch strong or stand roundhouse. But if I do a jump in dive kick, I actually pause long enough that the stand roundhouse or the crouch strong come out and come back in, and I can actually hit it as a punish. So like some anti-air normals kind of get blown up by this. But like a lot of anti-air normals and most anti-air invincible moves or like special moves or whatever just beat it clean. And then it also changes your jump arc. So I like showed off this is like a cross up. This is a cross up. But from the same range, I can also do a dive kick, and that's not a cross up. And it also hits a lot sooner, which makes it a little bit harder to anti-air. Like doing very low dive kicks is very difficult to anti-air. Like if the opponent commits to a poke as I do that jump dive kick, I can get some stuff going. I guess from that range, I'm connecting from kind of far out. I could maybe just get like a couple jabs. Something like that, I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure even if you block it high, it's like safe in this game. That's like the whole point. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find some data on it. Cannon strike. Well, that's just a lie. This is -4 to +2, but you can link a jab out of it, which is 4 frames. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Oh no, I was looking at the ones from the dive kick. I mean, it depends. Depends on the height that you block it. I mean, the ones from the... Never mind. Yeah, if you get a connect on a crushing opponent, you can do better links because you hit them deeper. Yeah. There, something like that. There you go. You can get them pretty deep, but you can't get them like truly instant in this game, I don't think. The X1 can be done extremely deep too, and it also launches, and it's also plus on block. All right, maybe it is punishable by lights on block. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the X dive kick is actually plus, and it's really fast. Like most characters can't anti-air that on reaction, and a lot of characters, can't anti-air it on reaction even if they're looking for it. And the characters that can anti-air it on reaction have to be looking like really hard for it. But like you can do an EX dive kick in and get like it's just very surprising. It's very fast, and then from there you can get a juggle. Like you can get like a reset with a normal, or you can get like a juggle into an uppercut for I think max damage. What else about EX dive kick? If you're in V trigger, the dive kick changes. It basically you can do it super low to the ground, and it doesn't launch the opponent, so you can then get like combos, which I just dropped, but trust me, they work. That was some of it. Kind of depends on the height and the range where you hit them. Like I think I can get 3 or 4 hits here. No, maybe it's always 3. You would end with uppercut there, right? Unless you wanted super, then you would end with spiral arrow. Something like that. So basically, the EX tiger, I mean the EX dive kick is like, it's like I shouldn't say the EX. The V trigger dive kick is fantastic. You can do it super low to the ground. You can combo out of it fully on hit, and it's like plus on block. But the problem is it takes half a V trigger time. So you've got to be really smart about the times when you use it. I'll talk about V-trigger in a second. There's not much to talk about with that. Oh yeah, and Tiger kneeing that. I'm not very good at these. In fact, I'm really bad at them. You can do a quarter circle back followed by up forward to get an instant air dive kick if you're using EX or V-trigger. But you still got to pass the height restriction. But the height restriction's pretty low. There you go. Look like those. Oh, it's not a Tiger Knee like in Street Fighter 4? I mean, it's not a true Tiger Knee like in Street Fighter 4. Well, I still did the Tiger Knee motion. God, I'm bad at these. Like the worst motions of any Street Fighter player. 2-1-4-9. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You used to be able to do 2-1-4-7 in Street Fighter 4 for the EX1, which was fantastic because it was really easy to do. There, that's as low as I can get it. I think the EX dive kick can be done slightly lower than the V-trigger dive kick, but both of them can be done so low that they can't be reacted to. So usually they're really, really strong tools because you can just hit the opponents out of stuff really comfortably. Am I thinking of Cammy or Rashid when I think that Cammy's EX dive kick goes through fireballs? I think that's actually Rashid. Wow, actually, EX Hooligan is fireball invincible from its very first frame. Let me show that off. That's really weird, and I didn't know that. I'm going to struggle to get this to be a good demonstration, but I'm going to try and get a good demonstration out of this. Alright, that should be good. Yeah. You can interrupt strings into fireballs with the EX Hooligan. That's really weird. I didn't know that. Oh shit. That's like insanely strange. Fireball invincible from frame 1. Well. I got the wrong reversal. Good against Sim? Wow, going through air fireballs. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Oh. I picked up a lot because I've got Cammy players in my chat. I've said everything I can say about special moves. Let's talk about the V-skill. I want a fireball. Cammy's V-skill's technical use, the listed use, the way they intended you to use it, is to go through fireballs with it and get pressure. It is nearly impossible to actually get a punish on a fireball, unless you're using it predictably. You can maybe react and get a punish, but you're intended to predict with it. You like think the opponent's going to fireball, and then you just do the V-skill. It does go quite far, and it's actually plus on block, so it's not super risky. And you can actually combo out of it on hit, which is pretty nice. I missed it, and I would die in a real match. There you go. That's like her main answer to fireballs with finger quotes, but actually I've used that a lot against a good opponent who's varying up their fireball timing. It can be pretty hard to predict a fireball well, and every time you do it without predicting a fireball, she kind of takes a little while to get to the opponent before she hits them, and even though there's fireball invincibility on it, I don't think there's any other kind of invincibility anymore. So like, the opponent can just hit her as soon as she gets in. Like Ryu can just like wait and watch for this, for Cammy to do it randomly, and as soon as she does, he can do crouch fierce into hard uppercut and just nail her for like a ton of damage. That being said, if they ever actually do block it, it does white damage, I think. I don't actually know what kind of damage it does. I don't think it does chip, right? Does it do chip? Yeah, it just does white damage. Not a special move. And it's actually plus on block. It's like +2. So you can absolutely get a mix-up off of it, actually. +2 to +6. If you do that into crouch strong, it's a combo, and it's also a frame trap. And if they try and do like anything, basically, in order for them to not get counter hit there, they have to not do anything. And if they don't, if you get them to block it, then if they're blocking it every time, you just do the crouch strong even later. And like if they're still blocking even the late one, you actually have time to like walk in and grab them. Basically, you can do an early crouch strong, a late crouch strong, or a throw, and one of those is always going to work, unless the opponent does an uppercut. So basically, an early crouch strong, a late crouch strong, a throw, or blocking. But even then, a lot of characters don't have an invincible reversal, so it's just like a 1 in 3 scenario of getting damage every single time you use that move, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, you're just poking out with that crouch strong, so it doesn't have a huge damage potential because Cammy doesn't have anything safe to cancel into. But if you ever do get a counter hit on that crouch strong, which is quite easy, you can react with a low forward on reaction, combos from crouch strong, on reaction to counter hit, combos from crouch strong, and then from that whole combo, from low strong counter hit, you can hit confirm, low forward spiral arrow. Yeah, they can grab her V trigger too, but why would they if they can do like a punish combo? Like Ryu's crouch fierce into hard uppercut does a lot more damage than oh yeah, grab her V skill. They can beat it with like anything, but they want to beat it with the max damage thing. So it's mostly just like a fireball punish, and also if it ever actually works, you can just react with a combo, and if it's ever blocked, you can like mix up the opponent from that plus frames that you have with like frame traps. You can make a frame trap out of it rather. And there's one other thing to note that it crosses up, which is really, really good at blowing up people who are new to the game. It's really hard to sneak that in. It's not impossible, actually. Like, even against a good player, just doing something kind of wacky, like on like meaty, it's just one other thing to worry about that Cammy can do. Like, you get like a sweep or something like that, and then just get like a cross up. It's kind of close, isn't it? The opponent having to think about that means like less time to think about other things. Like, the more options the opponent has to think about, the worse they're going to be at responding to everything. So like if you've already threatened the opponent like with your knockdowns, nice combo. With like left and right mix-ups, occasionally going for like the V skill can like completely catch people off guard just to get like the reverse block. And then from there, so basically you can combo out of it on hit. What else can you? You can do it like after a jump in or something like that. That's what I was gonna say. That like most people don't hit a button immediately after blocking a jump in. You can probably sneak that in. I've had like decent success with it. That works even against good players as long as you mix it in like once every 50 matches. But like that works a lot on bad players. And then if that ever connects, you get like nice damage off of it. But it's a really hard V skill to use, I feel like. V trigger? I didn't talk about a V reversal or any other character's V reversal. Cammy's is kind of weird. It's really different. So she hits you from behind. On paper, that's really good because it's hard to react to the fact that she just V reversaled, and it's the only cross-up V reversal in the game, which is kind of neat. So like Ree would actually have to block that by holding. It's usually a punish, but even if it's not a punish, Ree would have to block it like holding what was previously towards. So like that would be kind of good. That being said, and it also gets you out of corners. That being said, it moves forward a lot, which means it won't always hit, which is kind of annoying. And then also, if it's blocked, it's -8, which is the only unsafe V trigger in the entire, V reversal. The only unsafe V reversal in the entire game. If you actually block it correctly, you get a punish on it, which is like why? I understand it's to balance out the fact that it crosses up, but like, holy shit, that's not fair. Every other character gets a safe V reversal, and Cammy's is just like unsafe. That'll be a problem eventually. Oops, I'm dumb. But like right now, it's not because literally no one's blocking it. Most people aren't even doing V reversals yet. What else? I don't have anything to say about a V reversal. It recovers Dizzy. It does all the things V reversals normally do. I didn't talk about super. Her super, I've been using it as a combo ender. It combos from Spiral Arrow, but you wouldn't do that. You do Uppercut. Spiral Arrow and Uppercut usually work in all the same scenarios, except Uppercut does more damage. You can combo it from that Spiral Arrow, like the trigger Spiral Arrow. You can combo it from Uppercut with a cancel. You can actually go through fireballs with it, and it's really good to go through fireballs with because it's much more damaging than most fireball options, anti-fireball options. No, that is not a super, is it? My motions are sloppy and bad. That was cool. I didn't know you could do that from that far out. Man, my motions are bad. What's going on? Yeah, it's down forward, down forward. There you go. It's really good at punishing fireballs. It's like fantastic, provided you can get the meter, the motion out in time, and you have the meter. It goes like straight up full screen. You can punish any fireball with it, like any fireball on reaction. It's super fast. It also anti-airs, but usually an uppercut canceled into it is better than just doing it by itself. Where did I hide my settings? But it does anti-air. So, you know, if you really want to, you could use it like that. It's mostly just a combo ender. but you can use it as a fireball punish, and you can use it as a chip out tool, and you can use it as an empty cancel. It can do all of those cool things. That just leaves V-Trigger, right? So V-Trigger changes exactly 3 things about Cammy. Everything else is identical. The 3 things are her dive kicks, including dive kicks from Hooligan, her spiral arrows, and her uppercuts. They all become, I'm not going to say permanently EX, but they all become like best of all worlds kind of moves. The spiral arrows go under fireballs, they go really far, they do tons of damage, they set up a juggle state which combos into EX uppercut, V-Trigger uppercut, or super. The uppercuts get like crazy range and damage, and I think increased invincibility. And I think they're a little bit wonkier on block too, right? Actually, I have no idea. No, they're the same on block. And then the dive kicks are, you know, they don't knock down. You can combo out of them on reaction, and you can do them super low to the ground. And if you're good, then you could get cool combos. Stuff like that. I think you can't do these. That was not good. They do limit a couple of her combo options, so it can be kind of bad to go in V-Trigger. But like, usually there's something else you can do instead in V-Trigger that's better, so it doesn't matter that much. The downside with Cammy is that if you do a dive kick or a spiral arrow or an uppercut, each one of those, her V-Trigger burns pretty slowly. But you lose half of it for any one of those that you ever use. You're already trying to hit confirm them, except the dive kick, which you can just kind of use in footsies. So it's not a huge deal. But like, you can just, she gets V-Trigger pretty quickly, but you just use it so fast compared to other characters. Just a single combo can use all of V-Trigger like immediately, and it's a pretty strong combo. Her damage, her burst damage is actually through the roof. But like, it's just kind of unfortunate that, like, you know, it has like very little footsie use outside the dive kick, and you just go through it so quickly. It's not that much of a combo tool. I mean, comeback potential. It is a good combo tool. I was actually about to get to that. Cancels into V-Trigger, extender combos by quite a lot. Like that combo I just did was 345, 530, whereas my normal combo would be like 228. So like, I added quite a lot of damage by doing that. And you can also use it like a hit confirm. So like, if the opponent was coming in and I was just poking, and I poked with like Stand Fierce and I V-Triggered, I could get like, normally that would just be Stand Fierce into what, like Spiral Arrow for 170 as an empty cancel. But if I did it like that, that's a lot more damage. But you don't even have to empty cancel it. I could just do like a Stand Fierce into, I could just do Stand Fierce, you know? I could just have that block. They could be close. It's safe. It's like not super bad. Cammy has a hard time landing that V-skill against good players though. And besides that, and blocking attacks, which Cammy doesn't want to do, and taking damage, which Cammy absolutely doesn't want to do, and getting crush counters, which Cammy has a hard time with, she has no way of building V-meter. So like, even though the bar is pretty short, you're unlikely to get more than one per round, per match. So like, it's just like, it just like gives you one hit confirm, or like improves one combo quite a lot. Or like gives you 2 really, really good dive kicks that you've got to be, you know, super careful about. Or 1 really, really good dive kick and a nice combo out of it. Be mindful, I didn't actually mention this, but you have to change directions with your uppercut or your super when you do that. But if you've got a cornered opponent, you don't change directions. That's really important. You just do it the same way. And that can be kind of tricky if you're at very specific spots, like over here, and you're not sure if you're going to have a cornered opponent or not. You're going to react kind of fast. But that's just something you get really good at with practice. What have I not talked about with Cammy yet? I think I brought up pretty much everything. Her super doesn't have a whole lot of invincibility, so it might not be a fantastic anti-air. They might be able to trade with it if they get past their startup frames. I say stick with anti-air uppercut, cancel the super. I'm like checking down our frame data right now. I again don't have anything to say in regards to combos. Just watch the bread and butter Cammy video. It's pretty much 100% accurate, even now. The only combo that I don't have in the bread and butter video is the link to stand strong. I mean the link to stand fierce after this, because that didn't work back then. This used to be +5 in beta, now it's +6, which means you have a better link out of it. I talked about every reversal. I think it's bad using both arrow and spike in same combo while in V-trigger from my chat. I've thought that myself. Like, you can just go through the entire V-meter in one go. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do besides, like, once you get the spiral arrow, like what are you supposed to do? Like, yeah, you can land a super if you have a super. You just let the opponent drop, and then, like, use the V-meter elsewhere. It's like, well, no, you might as well go for the combo there. There's not a whole lot, like, you could, if you wanted to use the V-meter twice to get damage to generate. I mean, it does have good Oki, but, like, look at the damage you're giving up. I mean, that's kind of an extreme example. Let's have a more typical one. Let's have a more typical one. 260. What are we sacrificing? This is the least damage difference Cammy can feasibly have. 340. Like, that setup better have at least whatever 80 damage. I mean, of course, that if you do get a combo, you're gonna get more than 80 damage. But like, if you have a 1/2 chance of getting like a combo that does like you know, 160. If you have like a 1/3 chance of getting a combo that does 160, that's not even necessarily as good as just ending with uppercut. If you have super's the best ender there, I feel like, and then keep the other half of the V-bar, because the V-bar will last long enough that you'll get like a dive kick mix-up. But even then, the dive kick mix-ups aren't super solid mix-ups, I feel like. Like, yeah, the V-trigger dive kick does stuff you can't do any other way. But like, you know, there's a really good chance that it's just going to be blocked. I feel like the main improvement is to the, or rather, I feel like the main improvement in footsies is to the dive kick with V-trigger. And it's like, you know, it's easy to want to use the V-trigger for footsies, but I feel like it ends up being better for punishes a lot of the time. But like, I can see why people would want to use it for footsies. I can see why people would only want to use dive kick and not like spiral arrow or like uppercut while on V-trigger. It's like, oh, I can just do other combos. The only thing that actually improves in footsies 4 is the dive kick, so like wanting to use the V-trigger to improve your footsies means using the dive kick and not using it on other stuff. It's kind of weird to explain. I pretty much covered my entire knowledge with Cammy. She's pretty straightforward. Just get the opponent to block normals over and over, forever, and maybe sometimes walk and throw. And do lots of white damage and do lots of chip. Maybe not chip. Cammy doesn't really have the opponent block special attacks. But do lots of white damage. And throw the opponent occasionally. And anytime you get like confirms from dive kick or confirms from like hit confirms, end in something that gives you, you know, momentum. What are her throw Oki bullshits? Can she do anything off of forward throw? Can she do anything off of either of her throws? Those both look like really garbage, like Oki scenarios. Yeah, get pressure off those by pushing them to the corner. That's better. Get cornered, do a back throw. Cammy in a nutshell. Can I get V-skill out in time? That didn't look good. That looked okay. I don't have any tips for instant dive kick. Sorry. You can do the dive. For EX dive kick, you can do the motion for the dive kick before you leave the ground. Like quarter circle back and then up forward. But I'm bad at it. But it works. But I'm bad at it. So, like, if you want to see someone do it, it shouldn't be me. Because I'm really bad at Tiger Knee dive kicks. Those are like hard on pad. I'm a pad warrior. Nope, not me. Yeah, characters with really strong frame trap game have a bad throw game on purpose. From my chat. 100% correct. Maybe I'll run some sets with Cammy. Upload that. This is actually one of my favorite characters to play. I guess I'm done with this one. God. I'm using stand jab, but crouch jab's a lot easier. And I still miss it. It's really early, isn't it? And even then, some dive kicks, it's just not a good angle. I was actually probably going to leave like right now. I'll probably be free tomorrow or the day after. But I'm probably going to do a couple of these tomorrow or the